Hi there, Capricorn. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 11th of July. Your relationship sector is very much at the focus and core of this week's developments. It begins on Monday with the Sun, Venus and Mercury all still gathered in your 7th solar house, which is all about how we interact with other people, either in a very pleasant, listening way or a more assertive, competitive way, or even a romantic way. But on Tuesday of this week, Venus makes the transition into the sign of Leo, which suggests that things are going to hot up and get a lot more passionate for a lucky goat over the next 28 days. Now this is followed on Thursday by Mercury also shifting into Leo, but this is much more to do with your shared resources, anything to do with business or financial affairs to do with pensions, savings, investment, and these areas can really be under the astral microscope in the second half of this week because Venus and Mercury are going to be so closely together. But the combination of these two can also point towards ends and beginnings. And I think this week is really fascinating beyond all else because of the Sun's role, because it's going to dissect an angle that's been forged between Uranus and Mars for some while. Uranus is in your sector of home, family, emotions, and it's a very restless influence. On the other side of the heavens, you have Mars, which is in the more explorative, adventurous area. Now the two haven't really been fitting so well together. It's almost like you may have been feeling restless or needing space from any home or deeply emotional or personal issue which has been getting on top of you, but at the same time not necessarily being quite sure of how to go about doing it. Also Tuesday of this week is going to be emphasising that there may be some professional relationships that need a certain amount of care too. But I think what happens this week in its second half is the Sun forges a sensational angle with Mars, and if there is someone that you really bond with, and perhaps it's through a meeting of ideas, a love of sport or travel, or they're just a larger than life character, this relationship can go from strength to strength. On the other hand, because the Sun is angling up in a right angle to Uranus, it's also possible that you may want to liberate yourself along with these movements of Venus and Mercury into the part of your scope that's to do with ends and beginnings. You may want to liberate yourself from something that's just not giving you any solace or sustenance whatsoever. Now that could be an emotional relationship, it could be a romantic one, it could be a friendship, it could be with a colleague, or maybe just to do with an attitude that you've been running yourself in terms of your expectations about what you get back from other people. And of course, Saturn, your ruling planet, continues to clash with Neptune, the planet of dreams, in a very draining, distorting way. And some of the old structures which have sustained you in the past may, whatever you do, seem to just be ebbing away. But do you know what it's really preparing you for, Capricorn? It's clearing the way for something that's bigger, brighter, bolder and more dramatic, and that's going to become much more obvious to you once your ruler Saturn moves into your sign in just about a year's time, and that's going to help you then to really start moving forwards and embracing the future rather than clearing up some of these loose ends or trying to work within a more psychologically sensitive environment in terms of your everyday needs here and now, around relationships, around the people you live with, and around how you interact with the world at large. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.